But hello, my name is Sierra Smith. I'm 28 years old, and I just wrote my first book called Mercurial. I'm super proud of it. It took me 5 years to do, and I also haven't announced this anywhere yet, but all the proceeds for my first royalties check are going to go to GoFundMes for the LGBTQIA community, because it's something that's super important to me. And I believe art without action is just words, and I want to be more than words, so together we can help make our neighbors feel safe and warm, and that's all I would ever want to do. So, a little about me is this is literally the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. I am kind of a dork. I named both of my cats after Star Wars characters, so that's pretty much wraps up who I am as a person, but I'm so excited to share this with you all tonight, and I'm going to read the preface, however you pronounce that, of my book. Preface, see? I'm doing great, I'm doing awesome, but I'm going to read that first, and then I'll dive into a couple other things. So thank you so much for spending your time and money on me. I really appreciate it, and without further ado.
You're worth it!
Thanks! Thank you. So here we go. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women are players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time will play many parts. That's by Shakespeare, not me. This book is not for you if you can't empathize with a young girl sobbing in a grocery store bathroom clutching a positive pregnancy test. I always love dress rehearsals and how they have a way of setting the stage for expectations. Some are reasonable, some unrealistic, but all in all, we love watching someone's visions prancing around before us. Fantasies can be full of bliss. They can also be full of sorrow. Sometimes anger and fear dictate our subconscious, and we find ourselves stumbling for the lines we so carefully crafted in our heads. As other characters in our lives speak, we don't listen, we just wait for our turn to be heard. And when we mess up, everyone notices. But it's all how you play it off. Your intentions in coming back should be more grandiose than ever. There's that trip that always has the potential to turn into a pirouette, that choke that clears our throat, and our shortcomings become the punchline that keeps everyone laughing. When the curtains close for the last time and the mirror ball doesn't have a spotlight to reflect from anymore, when the dust starts collecting around your costume and hairpins, it's time to stop and ask yourself, who is this show even for? Is this a performance, or is this my life? There came a time in my late 20s I had to ask myself this. As the chameleon friend, I've always been so good at blending in and hiding whom I wanted to be for the sake of belonging, even if it wasn't authentic. But as time goes on, friends break up, boyfriends come and go, your youth feels cheap, and this all boils down to a simple ego complex. The real world versus the young adult is a coming-of-age tale told time and time again. I used this time acting, never quite nailing the archetype of a desired woman. Trying is my native tongue, and I never understood how to be a natural. All I know is that I've pushed and pushed for things to go my way, and I've watched them disappear into a haze that I can never quite reach, things I'll never get back. I'm thankful for the plot, the ups, the downs that keep this story, my story, so captivating. There must be a shining light that ends with triumph. There just must be, even if it's not in this book. I present to you an honest and raw conversation about all I had to go through to discover who I am. Nevertheless, the show must go on. Thank you.